the knees out wide, bring the feet together, and then taking the arms out long in front. You can bring the forehead down towards the mat. And just giving yourself this time to just focus on the now and where you are. And start to bring awareness to that breath. Taking big, long inhale through the nose. Feeling the back expanding out into the room. And as you exhale out through the nose, nice and long, melting the chest a little bit closer towards the mat. And again, inhale, filling the lungs with as much air as possible. And then exhale, releasing it all out. Keeping those nice long breaths going in and out through the nose. Our next inhale, we're going to shift forwards, coming to a tabletop position, bringing the knees underneath the hips and the hands underneath the shoulders. Just gently starting to rock forwards and backwards, warming up the wrists. You can do a few circles one way, and then the other way. Just nice and gently, creating a little bit more mobility in those wrists. And keeping those fingers nice and spread so the palms are flat on the mat. Moving through our cat-cows, we're going to drop the belly down. On the inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the chin. And on the exhale, we'll round the spine. Tucking the tailbone, looking up towards our belly button. Trying to find a little bit more space between each vertebrae in the spine. Next, inhale again, drop the belly, lift the chest. And exhale to round. Moving with that breath again, inhale, looking up, and on the exhale, rounding the back. And then from here, we'll tuck the back toes, and we'll lift up our hips, finding our downward facing dog. You can start to open up those shoulders by pushing that chest towards those toes. You can do a little wiggle, and you can start to walk through your feet, gently opening up the backs of the legs. And then our next inhale, we're going to shift forwards, coming through to a high plank position. So our shoulders are over our wrist. We're squeezing our belly button up towards our spine, rounding the top of our shoulders, squeezing the glutes. And then on the exhale, take the hips back, bend the legs slightly, finding our downward dog, lengthening the spine. And again, inhale, we shift forwards, high plank. And once we get there, we exhale, shift back, downward dog. Moving like a wave, we inhale, shift forwards. And exhale, we take it back. And last time, inhale, shifting forwards. This time we exhale chaturanga. You can lower the knees down, you can lower one knee down, or you can keep them lifted as we bend the elbows back in line with the body halfway. And then all the way down to the belly, untuck the toes. Gentle pressure in the hands as we lift the chest up, finding our cobra. Drawing the shoulders down our back. Exhale, chin down towards the mat. And again, inhale, we lift the chest. Just slight pressure in those hands. We're really using our lower back to strengthen our lower back. And then exhale, lower back down. One more time, inhale to lift. See if we can straighten those arms just a little bit more. And then exhale, we lower back down, tuck the back toes under, using the knees or keep them lifted as we push back through our high plank. Strong through those arms. And then again, we take it back, downward facing dog. Once we get there, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up, nice and high, finding our three-legged dog. And then on the exhale, we're going to step that foot through between the hands and drop the back knee down, untucking the toes. Starting to push those hips forwards, making sure that that front foot is farther enough in front so that front knee doesn't come past those toes. And then we inhale, lift the arms up, reaching tall. And then as we exhale, we push those hips forward just a little bit more, opening up through that front left hip flexor. lifting the chest up, finding a bit more space. Our next exhale, we're going to take the right hand and taking it down towards the floor on the right hand side. It doesn't have to touch. If you have a block, you can place it on the block. But we really want to find that nice C-curve shape on the left hand side, reaching that left hand up and over. Nice side stretch. Inhaling here. Exhale, pushing those hips forwards a little bit more. Our next inhale, we come back up through center, lifting up tall. Exhale, shift the weight back, straighten the front leg, flexing the foot, and we fold down, opening up the backs of the legs. Our next inhale, we shift forwards, plant the foot, framing the foot, and stepping straight back to downward dog. Ready for the other side. We inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, we step the foot through between the hands, dropping the back knee down. Again, you might want to shimmy that foot forwards a little bit. And we untuck the back toes, and we lift the arms up, palms together, reaching up. And again, thinking about pushing those hips forward, so we're really opening that front hip flexor. Lifting the chest, lifting the chin. Inhale. And then on the exhale, this time we take the left hand down towards the ground. It's okay if it doesn't reach. And finding that nice side body stretch, this time on the right hand side. Inhaling. And then as we exhale, we push the hips forward a little bit more. Our next inhale, we come back up through center, lifting up tall. And then on the exhale, we straighten the front leg, flexing the foot and folding down. Stretching those hamstrings, those calves. Our next inhale, we shift forwards, plant the foot, framing the foot with the hands, stepping straight back to our downward dog. Once we get there, we'll walk through our feet. And you can keep that motion going as we walk the feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Meeting in a forward fold. Everyone can have their legs bent here as we just hang over those legs, swaying side to side, releasing that back, releasing the neck. And then when you're ready, slowly rolling up to standing, bending into the legs first. The head comes up last. Until we get all the way up to the top. We lift the shoulders up towards the ears, roll them down our back, palms facing forwards, pelvis tucked. Finding our mountain pose, Tadasana. Sun Salutation A, we inhale, lift the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, you can slide the hands up the shins, creating that flat back, finding space. And then as we exhale, we plant the hands, we can step back to high plank for this first one, inhaling. And then as we exhale, we shift forwards first, and then Chaturanga, again, those options, lower the knees or one knee, or keep them lifted as we lower down halfway. You can all the way down to the belly for Cobra, or flip onto the tops of the feet, straighten the arms, lift the chest, finding upward facing dog. And then flipping over the feet, hips up and back, finding downward facing dog. Inhaling here, exhale to stay. Inhale. Nice long breaths, exhale out through the nose. Last inhale. And then our exhale, we'll bend the knees, look between the hands. You can step, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, roll up to standing, bring the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, palms at the chest. One more round. We inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, we forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll plant the hands. You can step or maybe try a jump back, landing with bent elbows in our Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, 3 long breaths. We inhale through the nose. Exhale, nice and long. And again, inhaling. And exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale, we bend the knees, look between the hands. You can step walk or maybe try a little jump. Little hop between the hands. Then we inhale, halfway lift as we get there. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, roll up to standing, palms touch overhead. Then exhale, bring the hands to the chest. From here, we're going to make sure that those toes are together and our heels are just slightly apart, finding our chair pose. So we're going to bend nice and deep into the legs and bring our fingertips down towards the mat and make sure that we can see our toes over our knees. Keeping those knees squeezing together, we lift the arms up, finding our chair pose. Inhaling here, and then exhale, we straighten the legs, we forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening the back. Exhale, plant the hands, make our way back through our chaturanga, step or jumping back. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. And then exhale, finding our downward facing dog. From here, we're going to keep moving. So we inhale, lift the right leg up. And then on the exhale, we bring that knee towards the nose, squeeze it in. Inhale, taking it back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, shift forwards, knee to nose. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze it in. This time we're going to lift that foot a little bit higher, lift the hips, and then step the foot in between the hands as close as we can. Dropping the back heel down. We windmill the arms open, finding our warrior 2. Strong through those legs. We inhale, lift the arms up, straighten the front leg, flexing the foot. And then exhale, palms come through the chest, bending into the front leg, open back out, warrior 2. Again, we inhale, lift, straightening the leg. Exhale, finding our warrior 2. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, sinking down. Once we get there, we reverse the warrior. So we flip that front palm and we reach it up and back. Finding again that side body stretch, bending nice and deep into that front leg. Inhaling here. Stay as we exhale. From here, we're going to transition through to half moon. So we'll go slow to start with. We shift forwards into warrior 2. Then we keep shifting forwards and putting that right hand towards the top of the right hand corner of the mat. You can bring that left hand onto that hip and hop the back leg in. Starting to shift forwards until we float the back leg up and the weight is in that right foot and that right hand. You can stay here. You can lift the left arm up. And we want to open that chest open towards the left hand side. So the hips are stacked on top. We flex the floating foot so it engages all the muscles in the leg. That might help with balance a little bit. Again, if you do have a block, you can place it under that right hand just to create a little bit more lift. If you want to take it a little bit further, we can bend that floating leg and take a hold of the foot with that hand and then kick the foot away into the hand to open up through the chest and the shoulder. Inhaling here. And if you do have a hold of the foot, just slowly releasing. And then everyone look down towards the mat. We bring our left hand down and then we square our hips so the inner thighs squeeze together. Inhale here. And then as we exhale, we forward fold, finding our standing splits. Nose towards the knee. And then we start to bend nice and deep into that standing leg. Slowly transition back, stepping the back toes back. We inhale, find our high lunge, reaching up. Inhale. Exhale, we bring the palms to the chest. Then on our next inhale, we twist over towards the right. That left elbow comes to the outside of that right knee. And that top hand pushes into that bottom hand, Find a little bit more lift and a bit more twist through that core. Inhaling here. Slowly releasing. We inhale, find our high lunge, reach the arms up. And then exhale, framing the foot. We take that foot all the way up and back, finding our three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Finding that open hip, that knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. Staying here or flip the dog as we shift forwards first, and then we take that foot all the way back behind, toes touch down, pushing the hips up and opening the chest, finding our wild thing. Inhale here. And then exhale, looking back down towards the mat, planting the hand, finding our three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, we look between the hands. We're going to shift forwards first, trying to get that chin down towards between the hands. You can lower the knees, lower the foot. Transitioning through into our upward facing dog. And then exhale, finding downward facing dog. Ready to do it all again on the other side. So when you're ready, we inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, we shift forwards, knee to nose. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to nose, and this time we lift those hips up nice and high, bringing that heel up towards the glutes to find a bit more space to step that foot through between the hands. Dropping the back heel down, windmilling the arms up, we open up, warrior two. Inhale, we lift the arms, straighten the leg, flexing the foot. Exhale, palms come through the chest and open back out, warrior two. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, sinking. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Nice and deep into that front leg. We flip the front palm to reverse the warrior, reach it up, and then taking it back. Finding that space all the way through that left-hand side. And then we transition through to that half moon. So we inhale, shifting through warrior two. You can bring that hand towards that back hip. And then we bring that left hand all the way towards the top left-hand corner of the mat. Shifting the weight forwards, forwards, forwards to float the back leg up. Staying here, or you can lift the right arm up, opening that chest, stacking those hips. Making sure that that floating leg, the muscles in that leg are nice and engaged as we flex the foot. And again, you can take that variation, only if you want, where we bend that floating leg, taking a hold of the foot, and then kicking that foot away into the hand to open up the chest and the shoulder. And slowly releasing the foot if we have it. And then everyone looking down towards the mat, bringing the hand down, squaring the hips, the inner thighs squeeze together. We inhale, halfway lift first, and then exhale, forward fold into that standing split, nose towards the knee. Bending into the standing legs, slowly stepping the back toes back. We inhale, lift up, high lunge. Exhale, palms to the chest. Finding that twist, that counter to all that opening. We twist towards the left. Right elbow comes to the outside of that left knee or on top of. And then we push that top hand into the bottom hand. Finding more space and twist through that core. See how much space you can get from that core and that thigh. Inhaling here and exhale. Inhale to unravel, we find our high lunge. Exhale, framing the foot with the hands, taking that leg all the way up and back. And then exhale, we bend the knee, open up the hip, pointing that knee up towards the ceiling. Staying here or flip the dog, shifting forwards, flipping back to step the back toes back and opening it into our wild thing. Inhale. And exhale. Looking back down towards the mat, planting the hand, finding our three-legged dog. We inhale. Exhale, look between the hands, bringing that chin down between the hands, finding our dirty dog. You can bring the leg down if you want to. And then we inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. From here we bend the legs, look between the hands. You can step or maybe try a little hop through to seated, crossing over with the ankles to bring the legs through. And then let the legs go out long in front. And you can pull all that lovely fleshy bit from underneath, so we're really sitting on our sit bones. And we inhale, reach the arms up tall. And then exhale, we forward fold, reaching the arms in front. And then bringing the hands down, taking a hold of the shins, the ankles, the feet. Once we have a hold, we can inhale, halfway lift, finding space and length through the back. And then as we exhale, we can pull ourselves down, finding a deeper forward fold. Remember that every inhale, we find space. And with each exhale, we find a bit more depth. On next inhale, we can slowly roll back up. I'm going to bend the legs, planting the feet to the hip distance apart. Scooch the butt up towards the heels. Slowly roll down to our backs. Just finishing this little class off with a back bend of your choice. You can either go into bridge, or if wheel is in your practice, you can come into wheel. I will cue for both. So we'll start with bridge, so our feet are hip distance apart. You can tickle the back of the heels with your fingers, making sure the knees don't fall out wide. Then we inhale, push through the feet to lift the hips up high towards the ceiling. Making sure we don't turn our head from side to side, keeping that neck nice and long. Feeling the heels drawing down, so you're pushing those hips up towards the ceiling. Trying not to squeeze our glutes. You can interlace the hands behind the back, puffing the chest up. And if you're coming through into wheel, we can take our hands by our shoulders, by our ears, palms nice and flat down. And again, your next inhale, we push through the feet and the hands all the way up to wheel, or maybe onto the top of our head. And then again, all the way up into our wheel, our upward facing bow. It's the same motion where we draw up through our heels to lift those hip bones up. You can come down whenever you're ready. Keeping those nice long breaths going. And then in your own time, slowly coming down. If you're in wheel, coming onto the back of the head. And then everyone in bridge, lifting up onto the toes, and then rolling down the back, vertebrae by vertebrae. Slowly tick-tock the knees side to side, releasing the lower back. It's always good to twist after back bends. We'll just take that right knee into the chest, let the left leg go out long. Inhale. And then on the exhale, taking that knee across the body, over towards the left. You can take the gaze over to the opposite direction. And then next inhale, coming back through center. Switching out the legs. Inhale, draw the left knee into the chest. And exhale, taking it across the body. Again, you can take the gaze to the opposite direction, to that left hand. Really feeling that twist through the core. Next inhale, come back through center. Bring both of our knees into our chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. And then finding ourselves in our Shavasana, final resting pose, letting the legs go out long. Take the arms by the side, palms facing up. And just let the breath go. You can let the breath come out the mouth. We won't stay here for too long. It's just really important to give yourself that time to let everything settle in. You can stay here a bit longer if you want to, and give yourself that full Shavasana. If you're ready to keep moving, you can start to bring the knees into the chest. In your own time, holding onto your side. And coming into a seated position. I'll just finish this class off with the palms of the chest. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.